Kobe, you've been pretty critical of the AAU system and the way American players are brought up.
Not pretty critical. I'm extremely critical. I hate it. Because it doesn't teach our players how to play the right way. How to think the game, how to play in combinations of threes.
I'm going to leave it at that. I hate it. Because there's a lot of coaches that are exploiting these kids to try to get a payoff one day. You know, it's good in some sense, but a lot of these AAU coaches are in it for themselves.
And some of your teams are Park League teams.
Yeah.
Right? So,
No, facts.
Like,
facts.
so, you know,
Facts.
right?
Facts.
It's like, I don't play 5 minutes, I go create my own team. So now you have, 10, 20 teams created every weekend.
And all that shit destroys a lot of it. It spoils the kids. That's why the game is fucked up. That's why it's a gimmick game now.
Welcome to Them Guys Podcast, the only podcast that comes from a real perspective. I'm your boy Lim and my homie
AC.
And we don't have good greatness right now. I know y'all, that's the exciting part of the show when you hear him go good. We ain't doing none of that today. He had the little Miami flu, so hope you feel a little better. And today we're going to get into this March Madness, the madness. And we're going to get into, like, our picks, you know, off top. We know AC's a Duke fan.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? How far do you got him going to the tournament?
All the way.
All the way?
All the way. All the way.
Yeah. I don't know. That's the only team that I can see going all the way. It look like Auburn's, all the old men on that team is on a downspill. Now their legs are hurting. The 23-year-olds, the 25-year-olds on the team, they haven't won a game like in the last 6 games or something like that.
They've been down for a while. I think they won one of their last 4 or something like one of their last 3. They still gonna have a strong push.
They should beat the first 2 teams, and after that,
it's a tough bracket for them. So Auburn's in the South Division,
right?
And looking at their bracket, you looking like you got Louisville, Creighton, Michigan, Texas A&M, Ole Miss. What the problem is they got stuck with a lot of people that they got to play from the SEC.
Yeah.
That's people that know how they play.
Yeah, they already know their game. They already seen them before. Ain't no fear of them. Yeah.
It's going to be fun to watch. When you go down to the West, man, Florida, I think Florida got a chance to go far. The only problem is you have teams like Kansas, UConn, Oklahoma.
I think Memphis might give them a problem if they make it for past
Maryland,
Colorado State. That's always a funny 5 and 12 game is always weird. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So if they don't beat them, then you know if they get through them, I think they'll end up running to Florida. So
yeah, they got the West is the hardest bracket out of all of them because St. John's is no pushover. Your first game is Kansas and Arkansas.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Oklahoma and UConn. Memphis and Colorado State. And Colorado State is nice. It's nice this year. The toughest game to me is gonna be that Drake and Missouri game. Drake has played great this year, great offense. I think they averaged close to 94 points per game.
You hear that, Mike? You hear that, MJ? So Missouri's going down.
So I can see that as one of my upset games.
That Kansas and Arkansas, that's going to be a crazy game.
Yeah.
Man, that is going to be it's going to be a rough in the West.
Yeah. Even just going by upsets, I think Michigan has a chance to get upset by UC San Diego.
For real?
Yeah. They push the ball. They play fast pace. I like Michigan, but at the same time, Big Ten team, you know, a lot of Big Ten teams play like they football team, stiff. So we got to see what they're gonna do.
Well, I think the only number ones I got making out alive is probably Duke, and probably I think Houston is gonna make it all the way.
I agree with you on that.
Yeah, that's the only Duke 2 I can see making it.
Houston is a scary team to me because they shoot. I think it's 35% from 3-point.
Yeah, they're a good defensive team too.
My numbers are decent, 35%.
They got Master P's son on it. That's the only reason I care. Like I want to go say about it at the championship game. You know, that's gonna be lit.
And it's fairly easy for them. Looking at their route, they gotta play SIU Edwardsville for the first game.
They got some scrubs in this. That's this Midwest.
Yeah, that's a beat. Clemson ACC had the worst out of the top. The Power 5 conference. They were at the bottom of it. They wasn't that good this year. Purdue, Purdue Big Ten team. They don't have Edey anymore. Gonzaga's been on a downward spiral. Georgia somehow made it 20-12.
I think the toughest team is probably like Tennessee. Tennessee, they got a roll. They're on a roll right now. I think Gonzaga, they're gonna be out of there. They gonna run into Houston, so they're out of there.
Illinois is always shaky.
Yeah, they always shaky, man.
You don't know
what the fuck you gonna get from Illinois. It's just crazy.
And they gotta win they gotta play the winner of Texas and Xavier. Xavier wins. That's gonna be a tough matchup for Illinois. I kind of like that matchup. Let's get to the East.
Yeah, they say. Yeah, you want to talk about Duke? Okay, sir. Who's gonna?
Baylor? I don't know how they made the tournament, so that's a sweep.
That's a fact.
Mississippi State and Baylor is gonna be a good game.
This shit is weak. Now look at it. Like they got fucking.
It's weak.
Oregon, Arizona,
weak, but it's gonna be some good games. I think Oregon and Liberty is gonna go down to the wire.
BYU, oh my God, this some trash. Wisconsin,
yeah. Vanderbilt,
come on, man. What the fuck?
Let's go Duke.
This is a setup for Duke. Yo, if Duke don't make it to the championship out of this shit,
let's go Duke. But
they need to fire Shire if he fucking can't make it out of this shit.
But if I gotta pick a Final Four,
it's AAU teams that can beat these motherfucking teams.
If I had to pick a Final Four off the top of my head right now, I'm going. I think I'm going Michigan State.
Okay.
St. John's, Duke, and Houston.
I'm with that. I'm kind of with you on the same with that. Like I said, I've been with St. John's all year. Let's throw a loop in there. We'll say Iowa State makes Beast Harmon to the check. Iowa State, Duke, and of course Houston. So we got to put one of them crazy ass scenarios in there.
That's decent.
Yeah, man.
Now let's talk about the elephant in the room.
Okay.
North Carolina.
They don't supposed to be in there. First thing, that's some bullshit. I mean, the committee talking about they came with some new fucking system, which I don't even understand. Like, what's really going on with that? Like,
as a Duke fan, it has nothing to do about that. It's the fact that the ACC was down. It was not good. It's not good at all.
Well, North Carolina lost to every good fucking team. Like,
and they only got one quad win. So you're looking at teams like West Virginia, Indiana, that played harder schedules and their conferences were better, and they didn't make it. But somehow North Carolina got in there. Yeah, they went on a little run. But when they had to play a team that mattered, they got the shit kicked out of them.
This is the first time motherfuckers actually mentioned the quad. Like, that's how you know they was on some fuck shit. Because it was like, what? Whoever bring this shit up? Like, it's the first time I even heard the term. Like, I've heard of it before. But I'm like, to squeeze a bullshit team in there, they just going to pull anything out their ass, you know?
Yeah, it's good for the tournament. Nah, we really don't care.
It's like back in the day how the Catholic Leagues with this, you know, with this sneak down state and get a good... And, you know, all the fucking suburban schools and the fucking city schools would, you know, always
just because Morgan
knock
Park,
each other out.
Just because Morgan Park couldn't steal players all the time.
Okay. We only did that 5 times. Don't worry about that. We only did it 5 times. But, yeah, North Carolina doesn't deserve to be in there, man. I think this year you seeing more big schools and big names. This is like the TV year. Like, we going to get our fucking TV ratings up. We're not going to fuck around. We're not going to have them weird-ass schools come and beat us.
This is the upside to – right now you've seen the only upside to the transfer portal.
Yeah.
Because your first-round games, once again, is Kansas and Arkansas and UConn and Oklahoma. UConn won a championship last year.
That's going to be a crazy-ass game, man.
And look where they're at. They got 10 losses? So – it tells you it's going to probably be a good tournament. I'm not going to
Memphis won the fucking conference championship, so that's going to be crazy. I mean, this is going to be actually entertaining. Like you predicted early in the year that this is probably going to be one of the best tournaments in a long while. And it looks like it's on paper. It looked like it's going to wrap up to be that, but you know, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm ready to watch it, ready to enjoy it. It's my favorite time of the year.
Yeah. This is my worst time of the year. This is where I lose the most fucking money. Other than, you know, the fucking whoever bets on that fruit bowl cup in the NBA, you bet on that you're gonna lose. But yeah, this is gonna be a challenging year. It's gonna bring a lot of arguments in my household because my girlfriend's addicted to gambling, and she's gonna ask me about some school that I never heard of, and she's gonna
how's Lipscomb this year?
and they're like, oh yeah, just put $1,000 on it. You know, that's smart. Let's do that. You know.
I see Brian's playing, Kobe. They're gonna be great. Let's take them.
She thinking like this. Oh, does Brian actually go to that school? This stupid shit. But yeah, man, it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be an amazing tournament. You know, my phrase of the day: let's let the kids play. You know what I'm saying? Let's get all these grown motherfuckers that's 35 and 28. You know what I'm saying? Was actually have a fair year
That's
this
why
year.
I'm hoping Duke wins.
They got the youngest team, damn near, right?
Yeah. They got one of the youngest teams. I think them in Arkansas. Well, we'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens, man. Speaking of let the kids play, all right, we had to get to this shit. The overbearing father, LeBron, you know, cussing out the fucking media, cussing out Stephen A. like he's an AAU dad and shit. Like, but you brought your son to a fucking professional league.
He's better than 90% of the players. What you talking about?
Yeah, man, that's what I thought. You know, you got the number one selling jersey, man. One of them, shit. You know, so he can't get criticized because he's LeBron's son. You know what I'm saying? It's like that intern at your job. You can't say shit to because he's the son's. He's the son of the supervisor and shit. It's like, all right, just give him some paperwork to do. Push around. You know what I'm saying?
How many times you see LeVar Ball have to stand up for his sons?
LeVar Ball ain't LeBron James. So.
Yeah, but I'm saying
he always stand up for his son.
I'm trying to say
he always say some stupid shit about his sons.
I'm trying to say all these players, well, some of them got fathers,
Right.
father figures. They are professionals. His son is 20 years old. He has a job. If he can't take it, should get off the pot. It's not for you.
Have you heard the theory that that football players are like, you know what I'm saying, they're better because they come from like both parent homes, and like basketball players come from like broken homes? That's some dumbass thing. I thought it was the other way around, but
My whole thing, as long as if you're a good athlete, there's no such thing as a broken home. You know why? Because every coach is in your fucking house.
everybody gonna claim your ass.
Everybody's a father.
I'll be your daddy. I'll be the pappy.
Everybody's your father figure.
But yeah, so did you think LeBron was out of line for coming at Stephen A. or
Yeah, for the simple fact that it wasn't something that was harsh.
Right.
I hear players. They used to have a segment for JaVale McGee. His dumb plays. What happened to his mama and his dad would have stepped up and said something.
Yeah.
So,
Shaq a Fool. You remember
yeah.
Shaq a Fool? We was talking about him all the time.
Yeah. So you looking at these players, and people tend to forget they're not boys anymore. They're grown men. They're working. You could be like, well, we got to care about the emotions and all that and all this. Let's take it to
Mental
the real,
health
let's,
day.
Let's take it to the real world. Even though these guys, no one's talking about us in the media, but when you're at work and your boss says something crazy to you, then the staff is talking about it. Your father's not going to come stand up for you. Point blank, it's time to become a man. And I'm not saying Bronny's saying, Dad, go say something.
Right.
I think LeBron, he saw opportunity. He is human. I'm going to give it to him.
Yeah, I mean, that's a human reaction, but you're a motherfucking pro, dog.
But at the same time, you need to be thinking, is this a good look? You don't want anybody criticizing your child in the NBA. He's no different from any other player.
I hope you don't listen to this podcast because we criticize that nigga part every week. But
Shit.
Hey, but look, he's a professional. He making millions and millions of dollars. He's not above being criticized. Nobody in the league's above being criticized. And for him to come at him in a threatening way, I don't like Stephen A. talking like he was going to take this nigga or some shit. Like, man, if I didn't have my $1 million deal and my job and so he wouldn't be talking to you, nigga. So what are you talking about?
Hey, money talks though. I get him on that.
Yeah, like you ain't about to swing on this motherfucker ever, nigga. Even you was a broke nigga, you wouldn't swing on him. But it is a 6'9" nigga talking shit to you.
Unless he's from Detroit and
Oh yeah,
just another bra. They don't give a fuck.
Right. You would have picked up a chair. Hit him with a brass knuckle and shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, Stephen A. went on this campaign that I'm not a bitch campaign, and he's saying, I woulda, coulda, and shit. He was on that Gill show with that all black on, looking like motherfucking, looking like fucking New Jack City Wesley Snipes when he's at the table and shit.
He about 60. That's the only
Yeah,
thing you know.
he said that's only reference. I got with some tough guy shit.
Yeah, this is put on the black.
Yeah, we put on small black.
But yeah, I applaud him for not doing anything because for the simple fact you would have saw two niggas fighting. They wouldn't have said Stephen A. Smith and LeBron James. Two niggas are fighting on the court.
That's what I'm saying. They probably would have arrested both of them.
Yeah.
Forgot they was players.
Fighting on the court. But yeah, at the end of the day, I don't give a fuck. For you LeBron loving people, that shit was stupid.
Yeah, man,
That
that's
shit
just
was
classless,
stupid.
man. It's like at a certain point, you got to keep your professionalism all the time, and then ain't like you ain't got this you can't get this motherfucking number. You can't meet him like in the back of the locker room. Ain't like motherfuckers is ducking you. You acting like the nigga was hiding out from you or some shit. So to me, like LeBron's whole LeBron's whole ideology is fucking crazy. Like his way of thinking is just off. Like you say your son is the shit. You say you better than every nigga in the league. Okay, you get in the league, you stink it up, and then you get mad at motherfuckers. It's your fault, motherfucker. Like you the one that put your son in this predicament. You know what I'm saying?
People like, well, you don't know how he feels. That's life. We comment on shit that we see.
Boo-hoo, he's a crime millionaire. Oh.
Billionaire.
Oh, my God. Oh. His feelings is hurt.
But if you hire him, bro, let me get a job.
Oh, man, oh, my God. I hope he's not hurt. His feelings is hurt. Take out your tampon, please. Like, come on, man. He's a grown man, dog. He's 20, 20, is he 20 years old? Or?
Yeah, 20 years old.
Like, come on, man. You're a grown-ass man, dog.
I hate the people that be like, yeah, Stephen A. deserved that. For what? Y'all talk, y'all.
The LeBron dick riders is just too much at this point.
There will be people that will dog KD. They will dog Giannis. They would call Jokic fat, talk about Embiid. But you talk as soon as you talk about Bronny,
Yeah.
you can't talk about LeBron's baby boy.
Yeah, you can't talk about the golden child, right?
Uh-huh.
Speaking of the golden child, he's going to be playing AD in the G League for some reason. What star power for that game? Are you missing? Are you going to go get your NBA TV subscription and go watch that game, or whatever the fuck channel that is? It might be like a Tubi game or something.
They finally using the G League what it's supposed to use for. Just like in baseball, you off injury, go warm up.
That shit.
I think they need to sit AD for the rest of the year. Why? Tank.
Yeah, man.
I think the NBA gonna reward him with a top 5 pick anyway. Just my theory for the simple fact, NBA to me made them trade Luka for star power to LA.
I think it's some schemes going on with the NBA. I never really trust the lottery. They never do it right in front of you and shit. You know what I'm saying? They never really back in the day, they used to put it in with them big ass cards and shit.
Yeah.
They all said Cleveland, and then they fucking you open that shit and be like, oh yeah,
New York.
LeBron James, who's from Akron, goes to Cleveland. Derrick Rose, that's from Chicago, goes to the Bulls.
We really want Patrick Ewing in New York.
they didn't even fucking have a fucking lottery for that shit. They just motherfuckers just jiggle some hands and they jiggle the fucking dice with all Ewing on it and shit. Do it on the ground.
See, might as well just get that motherfucker a New York jersey.
Let's give him a New York fucking jersey, man. Like it's crazy, man. But Jordan can't play with Akeem and Drexler, so okay. All right, cool. That's cool. It's cool.
We happy that happened.
We'll keep it moving. We'll keep it moving on that.
We're happy that happened.
So, keeping the thing to let the kids play. I don't know if you've seen the clip of like these that's quite frankly AAU was getting out of fucking hand.
Shit.
They're ranking. It's a ranking on my nuts right now for what kid I might pop out. You know what I'm saying? They might get a third or first pick ranking because they're ranking fucking first graders now. How do you feel about that?
I think it's the stupidest shit in the world. So it could go both ways. It's either gonna make a kid work harder or they're gonna slow down. But lately, from what we've seen, these kids, I think, well, if you keep on seeing your name as number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, your work ethic goes down a little bit. That goes anybody.
Yeah, that's anybody.
That's anybody.
Like,
Now, this make you this picture you a 7th, 8th grader. Same thing is gonna happen.
Yeah.
Then you're a freshman, sophomore. That's why a lot of times you don't see those same kids ranked that high.
no.
I feel like honestly, you shouldn't be ranked until your junior year.
Yeah, I think you shouldn't be ranked till you get in high school. Like, who said you gonna get the genetic lottery? You know what I'm saying? Some of these kids are they still be like short ass fucking kids. Like, I saw the one kid that like he was like, yeah, he got real tattoos on his arm. Like, who the fuck parents to these is doing this shit to the kid? It's practically fucking child abuse at this point. Like who dream is this at this point, man? There's some big ass Haitian nigga hollering at the kids making doing push-ups. It's not even football season. Like, what the fuck was going on with that clip? Like, it's crazy. I don't understand what's going on with AAU. It's just getting too stupid.
It's too
man.
much money involved. Which is
too
good.
much backdoor money, or just like everybody just trying to get a shoe.
Everybody got a sponsor. Yeah. So I get it, but I just think ranking these kids, slow them down. Really, for me, I really don't pay attention to a ranking until they're a junior.
Right.
So you know how many times I've seen players ranked it'd be their freshman, the top 60 on ESPN.
Yep.
And they sitting there at number 2. Then by the time they get a senior, they either not ranked or they top. They in the 50, 60, 70s. It's gonna happen. It messes with these kids' heads because they're probably looking at these rankings all the time.
Yeah.
Seeing where they're at.
Perfect.
And it's either gonna push them or it's gonna bring them down. But lately, it looks like it's been bringing a lot of them down.
Perfect example, Lenny Cook. This nigga was the number one player, and he was the number one player for a while because he was 19 in fucking high school. I was too, but anyway. Fucking Lenny Cook was old as fuck.
Slow niggas.
Got his ass busted in fucking by LeBron at the ABC camp and dropped the ranking and dropped his NBA ranking totally because he didn't play his senior year. So, but he's probably his senior year was he was 20. So, it's this AAU shit is just getting out of hand. I was watching some shit about how LaMelo Ball, like he had AAU teams and like his AAU teams never won. So that's why he got like a bad coach and not winning in the NBA. He don't really know how to win because he always played on loser ass teams. Like, are we teaching our star players? Are we teaching them a good culture of like what we learning from AAU? Like, are we just getting reps? Are we gonna develop players? Are we just trying to give them notoriety? Or are we just trying to get money off them?
Nowadays, looking at AAU, you don't hardly even practice. They do get you a break, but you hardly don't practice.
So, like, what's the practice schedule?
Tournaments.
You think? Like, what they get? Like, what 2 practices in and there's 7 to 8 games?
All depends on how your tournament is. I'm pretty sure they practice some, but from what I heard from, Charles Barkley, Shaq, and all these other people, you're not watching. I mean, you're not practicing.
Right.
They expect your game to be that way. Your high school season is your practice.
How the fuck? AAU used to be where you used to practice, get your shit off before you can go to the season and kill, not the other way around.
Now it's the other way. Your high school season, yeah, it matters, but at the same time, it's nothing bigger than AAU. I remember there used to be like a documentary on Netflix, and a young kid got injured, and his dad said, "I don't care about his high school season. I just care about his AAU season because your college coaches have time in the summer to sit there and go to these AAU games. Shoot, there's been players all over Illinois that had a good tournament and they get picked by Duke. All you need is a hot game, and you could get offers like that. You're exposed to the whole world.
But you think with the transfer portal that like that shit is kind of over with? Because Rick Pitino said he ain't looking for freshmen this year. Like he's not going to Peach Jam. He's not going to all that shit this year.
I think
he's going to get niggas that's already ready.
I think that messes with the NIL money. I feel like there's going to be a point in time when you're a freshman, incoming freshman, you're not going to get as much money. Or
I think they're going to start redshirting freshmen like back in the day. Like, you know what I'm saying? Lou Hall Center playing for the B squad. You know what I'm saying?
Because why am I going to risk everything on you when I know I could get this 6'6" shooting guard that averaged 19 or 20 points at Yale, and he's 21 years old, but I got to figure out what this 17, 18-year-old kid could do? I think I'm going to go with the kid from Yale.
Yeah, man, it's too much money, man. That at this point, like, it's just too much money that like to rely on some little guys that that possibly these rankings are just getting out of hand, man. I'm just like I was just watching this fucking what was that I'm trying to think of the mixtape. What is it, Baller's Life and shit? And they
Yeah.
just showing all these kids and shit doing all these moves and like they're not even really playing defense on them. They're just trying to do moves for clips and shit. Like I remember watching some clip of Mikey Williams and they were letting him dunk and shit. Like you know what I'm saying? So
you
you
told
can.
me he was gonna be the truth.
I ain't look. I was fooled till I saw that video. I was like, you know what I'm saying? Amani Bailey was crazy. I thought he was finna be good, but I don't know. It's still the verdict is still out on him, right?
Is it?
Nah, I think it's a wrap. I think it's a wrap, man.
Stay in school, kids. 2
Yeah.
years won't hurt you.
Yeah, man. But yeah, it's just like at this point, I saw fucking mean that said for Mikey Williams was like, oh, I miss prom for this shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? This would be sitting on the bench and probably not finna get an NBA career at this point. So I don't know, man. The rank is, out of the, the mixtape era, which is why a lot of these kids are blowing up. Who you think had like one of the most impacted mixtapes out? I'll give you my answer right quick. I think John Wall's like mixtape was like incredible, and I think everything after that was like, man, what I'm saying, that was like the standard.
Austin Rivers.
Austin Rivers, Austin Rivers was a legend. Austin Rivers was a legend on them YouTube mixtapes, man. He was a legend. Yeah, he was crazy, man.
And I have to say, other than that, Kyrie Irving.
Kyrie Irving. I ain't say a lot of Kyrie Irving shit, but that was one name. He still got the best 8 games I've ever seen in my life at the injury. Like this motherfucker was his number one pick. Who's the short motherfucker that they always talk about that he stopped the crime rate in Baltimore?
It's something Carr, Kill Carr or something
Quil
like
Carr,
that.
yeah, man.
5'8", something like that. Duncan.
Yeah. Now when I watch these mixtapes, I kind of look at him with like a detective eye. Like, is this motherfucker really playing a good team? Is he older than all these motherfuckers? I seen some shit like that when motherfucker was killing and shit. And then I found out he was an 18-year-old playing against some motherfucking 8th graders and shit.
It was a pickup game.
A pickup game and shit. They just gave the kids jerseys and shit.
So I don't see the clock moving. What happened?
I don't see the score changing. I don't see the refs calling fouls and shit,
And that happens a lot. And I get it. You trying to get your kid, you trying to get your son, your daughter, whoever to the next level. Speaking of girls, who do you got winning the finals for the girls?
I think it's either gonna be South Carolina because they got all the McDonald's All Americans. Da 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 da. I'm loving it. It's probably them and I think USC. I'm a Juju nut, so I admit it. I'm the to you the Duke. I am to USC at this point. I don't know who else is on the motherfucking team, but
until the next 2 years.
yeah, to the next 2 years when I don't know it. But yeah, like I'm a Juju nut, but I think South Carolina probably gonna win it. Probably.
I'm all about backcourts. So to me, I'm looking at Notre Dame or UConn. Those two teams got the best backcourt. They got the best.
Notre Dame's backcourt is crazy nice. They crazy nice.
Yeah, especially with Hidalgo, she's really nice. I think I'm gonna go with either one of those, and not because I'm a Duke fan, but Duke girls been on a roll lately.
Oh my god, nigga!
I
knew you was finna sneak a Duke. I knew you was finna sneak some type of Duke shit in there.
I'm the only one on here that watches women's college basketball.
I do watch.
They got a Canadian girl that could dunk the shit out of people. She's averaging almost a double-double, and she coming off the bench.
That's crazy. They checking the equipment or what?
And she's only a freshman.
That's crazy. What did they have that big ass chick in there from you know what I'm talking about? What's she from? Iowa State?
Iowa State?
Yeah,
Probably.
I just need to play on the football team. Shit.
She need to transfer, but
girls
are little. As we know, women are more loyal than men.
You need to fucking transfer to fucking Florida's offensive line. But anyway, yeah, I think that's good. That's gonna be a good. Their Final Four is gonna be good too. I believe this is probably gonna be the best year for college football. I mean, not college football, college basketball. I mean, it's going for the men's and the women. I think it's going to be like more exciting and more because they got to get these TV ratings up.
Only if they would have cut out some of these teams, the NIT would have been on.
Yeah, fuck
if
that.
you would have put Texas, North Carolina,
They canceling
Georgia,
the NIT this year, man.
Georgia, you would have put them in the NIT. I probably would have liked it. This has been the times I like the NIT more than I actually like the NCAA tournament.
But that's when it was actually good teams that were on the bubble. This year, it's like they just popped the motherfucking bubble and said, fuck it.
Now, your championship is for the NIT is going to be West Virginia and Indiana probably. Call it a day.
That shit crazy, man. But, all these teams start from this now, these prep schools and these farm systems. What do you think about that, like with the prep schools and shit? It was a lot of these prep schools that started and now they're closed because it was on some scandal shit. What was the one that
There's been a few of them, but they had one in Las Vegas that shut down. That put out a lot of players that shut down, like Avery Bradley.
Yeah. What was it, Finley or Fairwood?
Yeah, Finlay Prep.
Yeah.
Dude that keep on fucking every Kardashian. Well, his wife keep on taking them back.
Yeah, Christian.
But they have a lot of. But when it comes to the prep schools, to me, I feel like it's ruining the high school game. And what I mean by that is, I used to love watching the local teams play each other.
Right.
You don't get that no more. The only prep schools I really knew was Blair Academy, Oak Hill, and they had one like in somewhere in Massachusetts. I can't remember the name. Sorry. Right. But there wasn't a lot of them. Now it's an abundance of them. That's who's playing each other all day long. Like shout out to Kenwood Academy from Chicago that was ranked number 17th in the country. But that's hard. That's hard nowadays.
Yeah.
Because
with all these super teams, like I don't know why, like. Are we giving kids enough reps with all these guys trying to put all these damn super teams together and shit? Like, I know for some schools it worked, but it like...
Only one, Montrovert.
Yeah, that's only worked. But all them motherfuckers are already like number 1, number 2, number 3. You know what I'm saying? When it's some shit like that, but like some guy that's on a bubble or some shit. Because I think a lot of those kids that went to Sierra Canyon, you know what I'm saying, failed their mission to go into the like... to be like an NBA player or be a top college player because they played with a bunch of talent.
And that's the school they were trying to... It wasn't a prep school. It was a school where rich people are like, well, we can afford to get your kid in here.
Right.
Basically.
So, like, you think the focus wasn't the same. You'll just get these players together and not...
And as a player, that's nice and all to go to these prep schools. I don't mind. I would have been like, I'm going to go to prep school my senior year. I didn't carry whatever... high school on my back for 3 years, I could go to prep school my senior year and play a national schedule and kill. But these kids nowadays, sophomore, juniors, they're going straight to the prep school. And some of them, I think it's crazy how they jumping from school to school.
Yeah, some motherfuckers went to 4, 5 high schools. I'm like,
one day they're at IMG, next year they're at Sierra Canyon. The next year you know they're at Sunrise, Oak Hill, just keep on going.
By the way, them guys we have an AAU team. We starting. We will be funneling money through there. We will need power attorneys and stuff like that to get your kids to the top. So just send your applications in. We'll get them ready for the league. You know what I'm saying? We'll keep them shoes nice.
Send the checks in too.
Send the checks in. You know what I'm saying?
Send the checks in
too. We take cash out, whatever. But your kid gonna be looking fly. I ain't gonna guarantee him to make any fucking college team. We don't have work for them, but you know what I'm saying? We got Chap TVC for them, so they can use that shit. But anyway, I don't know, man. It just seemed like I think it's like the bubble of this shit is getting big. It's about to pop. And it's gonna ruin the game for like the future. You know what I'm saying?
It's gonna trickle down to the NBA game because
it's already trickled down into the NBA game.
People don't want to play hard no more.
No, it's a bullshit game to watch. When's the last time you just watched the NBA game and just like really kind of like enjoyed the shit? You know what I'm saying? It's like a watered down game.
About 2 weeks ago, I missed a great Phoenix comeback because I'm saying I ain't watching this shit.
Yeah,
and at the point I remember basketball used to be a point in time the game could look like a blowout. I'll still watch it because the competition was looking good.
Yeah,
but it's hard when you see a bunch of motherfuckers popping up threes and going through the motions, and I get it. A lot of them, they're not working through. They're not working for a lot of shit because you get paid
Too much money. They getting
too
too much
much
money. Yeah.
motherfuckers on the bench getting paid 12 mil.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I'm like I said, I was with player empowerment until like it been spoiled brat empowerment. It's like bitch made empowerment. Like I'm not with the shit no more. Like I'm back to like
I fuck with Jimmy Butler, but what Jimmy Butler did fucking with the team, going through that bullshit. I think KG said it best. You gonna fuck around, there's no longer gonna be guaranteed contracts.
I don't know. It's gonna be a new CBA that's gonna be coming. They're gonna have a new fucking contract, and I think a lot of shit is going to be. Luckily, LeBron's gonna escape out of that. He's gonna fucking retire when he, say he's gonna say, hey guys, I left the league for you.
Talking about he doing his thing, Mr. Injured, but he's at the high school games jumping and running.
Yeah.
Like come on, man.
Load management. How you feel about load management? Like now, like, cause load management is like. I fucking got a hangnail or some shit,
I think it's the stupidest shit ever. Maybe you need to change the way the game is played now. Everything's just fast-paced running. No one's running the real offense.
Yeah, man. Everything look like the fucking look like the rec league or LA Fitness, man. I seen more setups in the church league. I seen more zones in the fucking outside park game. I'm like, the way I mean, it was a couple teams that was cool with that style with Golden State. They kind of, everybody trying to copy off Golden State, but that don't work for everybody. Like, man.
Like you had Don Nelson that used to have running teams, and that never used to work for them.
No, they used to get their ass right out the playoffs with this shit.
Yep, they beat the Mavericks once, and we believe, and that belief stopped. That belief stopped quick after that. But this going on that just a little thing to mention. We never played in the NBA,
right?
Because there's a lot of I hear on other podcasts and TV shows, while I'm doing my homework and listening. A lot of these bigger podcasts that have athletes and everything, they look at these other podcasts, they never played the sport, they don't know this and that. When you go to a restaurant, you want your food cooked a certain way.
Right.
Because you're paying for it. Not only that, somebody's going to ask you about it. You're going to give them what you like and what you don't like. Same thing for the clothes you wear, anything that you buy. That's what we feel about this. We are the consumer. We pay the money to watch you guys in person or in TV. We're watching it. So since we're putting money and time into it, because that's what it is, we have the right to critique it.
Yeah, don't tell me I never killed a cow before I did. I don't know how a steak supposed to taste. Like, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Like, that shit be killing me. Like, have you been in the league? It's like 3% of the fucking population been in the fucking league, motherfucker. Yeah. Like, what are you talking about?
But I watch you all the time.
Right.
In my spare time, I watch you. And the thing is, if I don't watch you, well, not only if we don't watch you, you don't get paid.
You don't get paid. Like, you need to stop shitting on the fans and the consumers, because it's like, y'all know we got consumers out there that's like, it's a lot of idiotic podcasters out there. I think we talk a lot of shit, but we fair on our podcast. We say it how it is. I'm sorry, we keep it real. We're not gonna bullshit it. We're not gonna sugarcoat it. If you ask, you ask. Sorry. Mm-hmm. If you doing nepotism to get your son in the fucking league, that's what you're doing. So to tell me that because I never played in the highest level of basketball, that I don't know shit. That's like coaches that never been in the NBA, but they're NBA champion coaches and shit like that. Like
Stephen A. never played basketball. Well, they said he did. Skip Bayless.
Right.
You could go on and on with all these guys. Shannon Sharp played football. He didn't play basketball.
Yeah.
Ahmad Rashad is one of the best sideline analysts ever.
He played football, yeah.
And not just because they play sport, for the simple fact they watching the game.
Right.
And that's, as a fan, we watch the game. We watch a lot of it. When I mean a lot of it, I watched a lot of it.
You fucking probably analyze the game more than motherfuckers watching game tape at the games. Like, y'all watching the assignment, y'all go home, fuck some light-skinned bitch and give her $2,300 and go back to practice and go to another game. We actually got to fucking watch your shit, and we watch it on YouTube when we look up the stats, and we're fans of the game. So call it being possessed or whatever the fuck you want to call it. We're actually love the game. You know what I'm saying? More than you think. Like,
because at the end of the day, we're on a podcast because we like the game.
Exactly.
Not only that, we're still watching it because we're here talking about it.
Exactly. See, me and been talking about hockey on this podcast. You know what I'm saying? We gonna tap on it, but not right now, nigga. Real shit is going on. March Madness is happening. We'll get to that other shit. But yeah, I just hope people just realize, man, that like I don't need to be a fucking Mercedes dealer to know Mercedes is a good motherfucking car. Like, you know what I'm saying? It rides smooth. I don't have to fucking fly a plane to know that when I'm in the air, fucking turbulence feels fucked up. All right, you know what I'm saying? I don't have to have that experience, you know, to know my aviation skills or some shit. Like, you don't have to be an expert to know. You just have to have common knowledge and the eye test. And the eye test showing you getting your ass busted. Eye test showing you slacking off. Eye test showing you don't give a fuck. You playing dress up on the sidelines with your low management and your Gucci shoes. You look crazy.
Like, I just want to know that these NBA players, not the players, but the people doing their own NBA podcasts or NFL podcasts, baseball podcasts, do they actually know how much a ticket costs to get to a game?
Exactly.
And then we spend our hard-earned money to go to those games.
Exactly.
So if I spend my money on it, I'm going to talk about it.
Exactly.
I'm going to critique it. I pay a cable bill. NBA TV, NFL Live or NFL Network, baseball. I got it all. I pay money. I'm going to talk about it.
Yeah. I'll give you a perfect example. When I used to work for Comcast, AC used to fucking cuss me out all the time. Like, hey, man, these niggas back here ain't never doing no work. They always coming here for some cable shit and never fixing nothing. Tell me what's going on. And I'd be like, you know what I'm saying? I tell them that shit, you know, behind the walls shit. But it was all bullshit. Niggas just slacking. You know what I'm saying? Niggas just not doing their job. And the eye test is showing me you motherfuckers is not doing your job.
Yeah.
Apparently. You know what I'm saying? Y'all a little spoiled. You know what I'm saying? We still appreciate you. We still want you to be successful. But, man, come on, man. I paid my good money. Give me a good game, man.
Yeah.
Come on, man. 82 you play 82 games out the year. I work every motherfucking day. like, come on. We not on the same level. Sorry.
Yeah. If y'all injured, you're injured. I get it. I get it. Do your thing. But, you know, we all watch the basketball game, even the old heads that watch the game. I watch everybody's show and podcast. Y'all know who's bullshit and who's not.
Yeah.
And like I said, we don't play the game, but we watch the game. We invest. We literally invest in the game and in you.
Yeah.
Because collective bargaining agreements and these TV deals come from what they see from viewership.
Yeah.
We are the viewers.
And you ain't gonna get no big TV money if motherfuckers ain't watching. That's a fact.
Exactly.
So, well, I'd like to thank you for another great podcast. Don't forget we got our merch, man. Them guys at bonafide.com. Keyword them guys. We got the March Madness Championship sweatshirts. We got a tie-dye shirts and shit. I'm thinking about coming out with some panties saying for the guys. You think it'll work? No, not really. Okay. I threw it out there just to see. It might not work. But yeah, continue to follow us on TikTok. Continue to follow us on YouTube. Anything else before we leave? You got anything to shout out? Or?
Let's go, Duke.
Yeah, let's go, Houston. I'm bullshitting. Peace.